No quiero perder lo que queda. Seguimos siempre la pasión y confiamos solo en el amor. Yeah. No quiero perder lo que queda. Y más allá, a través de la gran oscuridad, hasta que me convierta en rayos. Y más allá, a través de la gran oscuridad. Y más
And we are live once again with the Esports Viking podcast. Is it number 9, I think?
Might
Uh,
be.
Yeah, it should
9
be.
or 10,
Uh,
something
it,
like
it,
that.
it, it, it was 5 in the last week, and today is Thursday, so it should be 9.
I need to put a hat on just a second.
Yeah, there's always
Uh,
time for that.
a lot better now. I saw myself in the camera and almost puked. So it's a lot better now.
To, to be fair, I almost never seen you without one, so.
Yeah. I still remember this was like 2 months ago. When I walked into the office, and I wasn't wearing a hat. And Miguel from UX, his reaction was like, "Tim, you have hair?" And like in complete awe, like, "Wow." And I thought, like, what the shit, man? Like, I've been in this company for 2 years. I do come to work without hat every now and then. And then he told me, like, that in Malta, usually people that wear a hat means that they're bald. Like, the only reason to wear a hat is because you're bald. So apparently that was the reasoning. But my hair is doing fine and well. I just prefer using a hat.
Fair enough.
Enough of my beautiful hairline and hair, and maybe it's time to talk about esports Aroni.
Yeah,
It is. I guess it's the same as always. CSGO leads the.
CS:GO leads the way, and today we are seeing the start of Group. Is it C
you
in
see and
It's
D, both of them.
yeah,
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 Group C and D of ESL Pro League. Um,
but it's D that
this
starts playing today, right? And tomorrow will be C group.
No, it's first game of the Group C and 2 games from Group D today.
Oh,
As
really?
far as
Oh, yeah, yes. You're right, actually. Yeah, that's correct.
so the first series of the day will be FaZe Clan versus Tai Lu in Group C. Um, it is FaZe Clan is a small favorite, you could say. The odds for FaZe are about 1.1, and you can get up to 7 times money with betting on Tai Lu. So um, there's not much hope for the Chinese team at this point, I would say.
Well, there shouldn't be, I suppose. Honestly, I think FaZe is one of the teams that has improved the most. I really like FaZe and what they've been showing. I think they were honestly unfortunate in Katowice, where the only reason they didn't go further was because they had to play Navi twice, and Navi, we all know how good they were in Katowice. So I don't
Yeah.
know. I feel like FaZe is, for me, at least in that form, they are one of the better teams in the world, honestly, which is kind of surprising looking at how they were performing at the end of last year, but this year they have definitely picked it up. Now, Tai Lu, for me, Tai Lu is not terrible by any means. I think they are actually doing quite well. They have some potential to, get better, but we say that about Asian teams all the time, and it doesn't really seem to happen. Now, the interesting part is obviously if this was played on LAN, if it was, a more normal game, so to speak, I would say Tai Lu has absolutely no chance. But we have seen a lot of upsets already in ESL Pro League, and honestly, maybe Tai Lu can have more of a chance than people believe. I don't think they will win, but I don't, who knows? We have seen so many upsets already, and this online play and the breaks, whatever players are having, is definitely shaking things up. So, yeah.
An interesting fact about FaZe. Yes, their last year was a bit heavy, but they've played 9 series so far this year, or 9 games, matches, whatever, and they've only lost twice, and both of those losses were for Navi in Katowice. And like you said, the Navi that we saw in Katowice was beyond this world. So they've had a really promising start for the year.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
definitely.
yeah. And if this happens, if this match happened in the first week of EPL, I would give Tailu some like upset chance because everybody is getting know the online playing. But right now, everybody has played a few weeks online only, so it shouldn't be. that much of a deal right now, even if this is the first game for them in EPL. But I gave no chance to Tyloo in this one.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. I also think, honestly, looking at it, I think FaZe is quite solid when it comes to the map pool. They have, as far as I can remember and from what I've seen this year, they are good on most maps. So it's hard to see Tyloo having a chance on any map, honestly. So I don't know. Look, if Tyloo wins this, it's the biggest upset this far, and we already had a lot. So yeah,
Yeah.
agreed. No chance, really.
And before we move to the next game, so this is the only game from Group C that's going to be played today. The teams in Group C are Mousesports, Virtus Pro, FaZe Clan, G2, OG, and Tyloo. So the next games that we're going to see are going to happen between Mousesports, Virtus Pro, G2, and OG. So just to put it out there.
Well, quick question about Group C then. Which three teams will go through in Group C?
In my eyes, it's going to be FaZe Clan, Mousesports, and then the third spot is going to be between G2 and OG.
Yeah, I don't even. Well, and realistically, I don't think OG should have a chance. G2 has been amazing. Like the only, the only thing that G2 has lost this year basically is the final against Navi, and once again, Navi in that form in Katowice was sick. So I don't know. G2, very surprisingly to me, are amazing since they brought in Nexa and Hunter. Like they are honestly probably a top 3 team in the world if you look just objectively at results. So
Yeah. I thought so, I think that the FaZe and G2 are definitely going through, and the third place is more debatable in my sense. Maybe Mousesports.
I'm not fully convinced with G2 yet, but I've been very wrong beforehand, and I'm also man enough to admit when I'm wrong. But I want to see G2 play a bit more. They have been really promising, but I want to see more before I make a proper statement about it.
All right, fair enough. I was just curious. I mean, I think if any team besides Mousesports, FaZe, and G2 goes to the playoffs, it's already a huge upset to me. Those 3 teams should go through, in my eyes. But yeah.
Yeah. In my eyes, OG can upset Mousesports, but I don't think they can upset anyone else in this group. Like I mean, FaZe or G2.
Sure,
Okay.
fair enough.
Then in the afternoon we get the start for Group D also, which is the North American group. In there we have 100 Thieves, Evil Geniuses, Furia, Liquid, Swole Patrol, and MIBR. The first series from the North American group will be between 100 Thieves and Swole Patrol, where 100 Thieves is going in as a very big favorite. The odds for them are between 1.1, 1.2, and you can get up to 5 times the money with Swole Patrol. And to be fair, I don't see Swole Patrol even probably taking a map here. I don't know if they're gonna win anything.
I have a big problem. The groups are wrong in Liquipedia, and in HLTV, I can't even see Group D.
In HLTV, Group D is under North America. I'm gonna link it to you in Discord.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
EPL and
Yeah.
Thanks. So yes, definitely agree on the Swole Patrol thing. I mean, they should not have a chance. Also, I think on that note, 100 Thieves are looking pretty good in my opinion. So yeah, shouldn't be much of a discussion here. Honestly, I
Yeah.
don't see a world where Swole Patrol would upset because I feel like 100 Thieves is, they don't have the like super high gear where they can beat the best teams in the world, but they are a stable team still and definitely beating teams of this caliber. So
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Sword Patrol is a standing team anyway, so they are here to gather experience and get to play against good teams. So it's good for them, but well, not so good for the league overall.
Oh, yes. And then the third series of the day, which is second from the NA group, is between Liquid and MIBR. Liquid is a big favorite here, 1.2, 1.3 odds, and you can get over 3 times the money for MIBR. considering the amount of smashing we've done against the Brazilians in the past few months, and then and seeing them play in Flashpoint and how they're performing lately, do you think the odds are correct here, Janne?
Yeah, I mean, they are probably correct. Yes, I can't really argue against that, but I do think MIBR has quite a good chance. Like I said, the last few days, I've been impressed with MIBR's play. The last series they have been in, and I don't know. Liquid to me hasn't been very impressive this year at all. So with all of these changes with online play, and we can keep on talking about that forever, but let's just call it the different circumstances. I really think MIBR actually might have a pretty good chance here, especially considering that Liquid hasn't played any official games for a month since Katowice. I don't know. Seriously, I think MIBR might be in for an upset here. I don't know. Maybe that's crazy, but I actually think they have a pretty good chance.
No, I don't think it's crazy, because considering how MIBR has been playing lately, you still kind of have to remember the caliber of players such as Fallen, Fur, and Taco. Even though Taco has been the worst out of them, still Taco needs to improve a lot. But Fallen and Fur has been looking like they found their aim again, and
Yeah.
the potential is there. So there is a possibility for an upset, definitely.
Yeah, honestly, I feel, well, if there's any game today out of the three we have been talking about here that's gonna be an upset, it's this one. And
Definitely.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised, because Liquid, like I said, they haven't been that hot anyway, and now there's been a long time since they even played at all, and MIBR has been grinding online, these games, and they've been looking very good. Actually, I might think that 4 times the money on MIBR is pretty damn good, actually. I didn't think I would say that if this was, a few weeks ago, but yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's funny because you because you have been smashing MIBR completely for a good
For sure.
reason, for a good reason. But now it seems like the odds are starting to kind of switch around a bit. I really
Yeah.
this okay. So I actually made a bet myself for MIBR to win it. I got 3.55 for it.
Well,
So
I was actually just gonna say that a lot of sites right now seem to be around the 3.4, 3.5 mark, and I would say that's maybe not worth it. It's kind of on the edge, but Bet365 has 4 times the money on MIBR, which that probably swings me over. I think that's pretty damn good, actually.
yeah.
Yeah, and about MIBR, I thought it's not possible to play both EPL and Flashpoint, but MIBR is playing both of them. I just noticed that. What's going on with that?
I'm
They are
not
just
really sure.
scheduling. So they are working together to schedule it in a way that a team might play on both leagues at the same day, but there's at least few hours in between.
Yeah,
So they're scheduling it.
Originally I remember, I think both of them saying that they're not really hot on teams playing both of the leagues. So
It has something to do with Valve, I think, because I think it was ESL and Faceit or Starladder who updated their terms and conditions, and they added something like when you participate in an ESL event, you can't participate in any other events 2 weeks before and after, and that was to give the players some time to rest. But then Valve said something like, "Nope, if you do that, we're gonna take your rights to organize events away
yeah,
because they want the competition to be open." And
yeah,
I
of course.
think, considering the situation globally at the moment with the corona, I think it's everybody's benefit that these event organizers just work together and make sure people can participate.
Yeah, I totally agree, and it's good thing for the teams and for audience. I just was surprised that it all was opened up. I thought it was not possible to play both of the leagues.
Yeah.
All I know
Okay.
is that MIBR came in really late as a confirmed team for it, so there probably was changes due to the situation in general. So
Yeah, because some had to drop out and stuff like that. Okay. Well, now that we are talking about Counter-Strike, I think it makes sense to talk a little about Flashpoint before we go to Dota.
Yeah.
So you have the link to the news article, so we can show it to the stream.
Yep.
So Flashpoint seeks replacement for Fun plus Phoenix roster ahead of Phase 2. Flashpoint is currently lookout for a replacement for the Danish roster that played under Fun plus Phoenix in Phase 1. HLTV has confirmed. HLTV confirmed, so it's legit. Earlier on Wednesday, Kasper, Cade, and Muller revealed on Twitter that he was flying back to Denmark, all but confirming that the talks between Heroic and Fun plus Phoenix broke down as a result of Patrick S3 Tag Hansen agreeing to join Astralis on July 1st. This leaves Flashpoint one team short ahead of Phase 2, which is scheduled to start on Friday at 6 p.m. Just like in the opening stage, the 12 competing teams will be split into 3 double elimination groups, with all matches being played in best of 3 format.
Yeah, and they are making the group draw today, so no hurry here.
Yeah, contacted by the HLTV, a Flashpoint representative stated that a replacement for the Danish team is expected to be found before the group selection show on Thursday at 8 p.m. Fun plus Phoenix picked up just 15 points in Phase 1 after finishing last of their group and face a difficult task to secure enough points in Phase 2 to make the 8-team playoffs. Cadian's troops lost their opening match against Cloud9 and had to forfeit the lower bracket series against Orkles. Yeah, I mean, this is in so many ways. It feels really kind of wrong what's happening, but it's a fucking clusterfuck. Like, how does this happen? It's kind of. How would you? Well, you both understand the word puuhastelu, but I don't know how that really translates to English.
Yeah, I don't know correct term for that. But if you are interested about the background for this whole FPX and heroic thing, I think we talk about it maybe Monday or Tuesday. I'm not sure which day. You can go and check the podcast in YouTube. We talk about like
live later today.
Yeah, we talked about for like 15 minutes or something about the situation, and this is the follow up for that.
Yeah, but basically, so the long story short, it seems that Astralis poached S3 Tag during his contract with Heroic/Fun plus Phoenix, which then means that the contract between Heroic and Fun plus Phoenix is also jeopardized, and Heroic is thinking of taking legal actions against Astralis, and it seems that the Fun plus Phoenix Heroic thing is over. So, and what was the result? That Fun plus Phoenix probably loses. No, Fun plus Phoenix loses their roster. The Fun plus Phoenix roster might go back to Heroic, which means Fun plus Phoenix has a spot in Flashpoint, but they don't have a team, and Heroic has a team that's one short, and they have no events to play in.
Yeah, and it's actually not one short because S3 Tag is available until the 1st of June, so they are not one short actually. Fun plus Phoenix just doesn't want to play. Didn't want to play S3 Tag because the Astralis thing, but S3 Tag is part of Heroic and will be for the next 2 months.
Right. Good stuff, good stuff. I think it's funny though that Fun plus Phoenix came into CSGO, lost 2 games, and now we are here.
Lost one and forfeited one.
Oh yeah, right. That's true, of course. Yeah.
It's actually great in a sense. Like, these guys they win the League of Legends Worlds, then big announcement like, oh, we're going into Counter-Strike now, expanding, acquiring the Heroic roster, getting into Flashpoint, all this hype, and then nothing. It takes literally a week to destroy all the fucking hype around it. 1 week, everything gone.
It's fucked up, huh?
And their Twitter is full of League of Legends. There's no any follow up for the CS:GO thing after the announcement. Their Twitter is totally dead on CS:GO. Actually, I don't even see the announcement anymore. So they've deleted the announcement on Twitter too. So they have no mention of CS:GO. Oh, their bio says CS:GO, but there is no tweets about CS:GO in their Twitter.
Oh god.
Fun times.
Well, yeah, fun times. Exactly that. Okay. So we will follow this and see what happens and talk about it in the future more.
We definitely will follow this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because in a way this is kind of sad. It's never nice to see teams and players go through situations like this. So it's time to look on the bright side of life, which means it's Dota 2 time.
Oh.
Mamma mia.
All right.
Alrighty. All right. First on the table, let's do this. We save. We play to save charity event.
Well, there wasn't that much yesterday. We had the EU final and the South American final. They were played.
Yes.
And well, we talked a little bit about Liquid Nigma in the EU finals, obviously, and we all expected Nigma to win. I think Temo had some hopes for Liquid. They did start well, though. They did the good old brood mother pick, and well, they won the first game, but then it was pretty much a good night ever since that. So I don't know. As for a few months now, Nigma is actually looking pretty good. And they won 3-1, I should say, of course.
Yeah, they are not hibernating anymore.
No, they are looking actually. Yeah, well, to be fair, they look like a world-class team. They have beaten Secret twice now. They beat Liquid here. You know, they are looking really, really good. But they obviously have some issues with their whole DPC situation, and they somehow need to fix that, I feel. But not the easiest of times now either. Just to mention, though, there was quite an interesting situation yesterday in the games because Nigma played support Clinks.
Yeah,
4
three
times.
games in a row.
4
Was it 4?
games.
Oh yeah, 4
Oh,
games
yeah,
in
baby.
a row. And it was only Kuroki playing it, right?
Yep, I'm pretty sure it was. It was support all games at least. Which is very interesting, but honestly, it looked really good. So it's just surprising to see, but pretty cool.
I'm just checking it quickly. Yeah, it was Kuroki playing Klinks every game, and this is very interesting because it's I don't really know how to look at it, but it's definitely
Well,
something that other teams have not been ready for.
well, I think it's this. I'm pulling this out of my ass now, but I think it's somewhat of an effect of the new patch where supports get more gold, supports are not what they used to be, and you can play support like heroes like Clinks as supports because they do provide high damage even if they are low leveled and don't have items. They still now Clink's ultimate does more damage. He has kind of good burst. For example, one game they played Legion Commander, and it worked out very well together. Actually, that's the one game they lost, of course. So I sound like an idiot, but it was obvious why.
Yeah.
It still was obvious why they wanted to have it, right? And it's interesting, but at the same time, as long as you pick another support that has a stun, that has more of these classic, support abilities, which they had in Tusk all games. They also have a Spirit Breaker at some point. Then it works out, and I don't know, it's interesting, but I wouldn't be surprised if you see more heroes like this played as support. Like back in the day, we had Sai, Wraith King, and stuff like that, and I think that might be coming back because you don't need to play those classic supports who don't need any money at all. You can play more diverse heroes in the support role, and I think this is approved.
Yeah, and like you have these classic kind of out of the box thinking support picks like Aspartame playing on Keeper of the Light and these legends.
Sure.
No, but actually, like one of my new favorite like position 4 heroes is Luna, because
Yep.
in laning stage it's a bit annoying at first because of the low range, so it's hard to kind of change hits. But when you get to level 6 and you get to ulti rolling, and like the build is you want to rush Ags as fast as possible, so you can just put your ulti on top of your carry when they go fighting, or whoever your initiator is. When they jump in, you put your ulti on them, and it's GG, because you can just basically stack magic damage from all your talent. So you're just a illusion beam machine.
Well,
And
I also think it works very well because Luna still has the aura, right? And I think a
Yep.
lot of heroes that have auras who traditionally aren't played as supports can do so now very well. And I think the earliest example of that is probably Vengeful, who's always been played in several roles. But now even more heroes can fit that.
But the thing with Vengeful Spirit is that it's always been played on multiple roles, but it seems like the CIS region and Russia are the only teams that have played it in position as a carry, like position 1 lately. And it
Lately,
hasn't
yes.
and it hasn't worked out.
No,
Almost
I have
ever.
always hated it. We are kind of going off topic here, but I always hated Vengeful position 1. But the CIS region did play it a hell of a lot, even last year. So
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, to move forward, so we had the EU final being played, and that means that Nigma will play the winner of the CIS final, which was Hellraisers, and they will play today. Today at 4.
Yeah, 3.5 hours. So that's 4 for us, 5 for Finland, and 3 for UK. So and it's a best of 5.
Yeah, and I think there's not much to discuss either. Nigma will be a massive favorite in this match as well. They were a pretty big favorite against Liquid, but they will be an even bigger favorite here, which is kind of interesting because Hellraisers have beaten VP in the, well, technically quarterfinal if we smash these together, and then they won 3-0 against Navi in the semis. So I don't know. Hellraisers look interesting, but then again, I don't think they have a chance against Nigma. But hey, their results are really impressive.
Yeah, and also to be mentioned, today we also have the 3 versus 3 NA All-Star match, which starts in 8.5 hours. So that's 9 p.m. for us and 10 p.m. in Finland, 9 p.m. UK.
Yeah, I was just about to ask how the 3v3 thing works in Dota.
I want to know too because I have.
Yeah, I'm not. This is something completely. This is something new, so we don't
Yeah,
know.
because I've never heard of 3v3 mode in Dota, so...
I would assume it's played on one of those custom maps,
Yeah,
so it's
but
gonna
that's-
be like an all-out brawl. I don't think. Yeah, but there are, because Dota has a lot of these. There's a lot of really funny custom games, so
Yeah.
I assume they're going to use those.
Yeah, I hope so. It
Yeah.
sounds fun.
And then to some more
Wait,
Dota 2
actually,
news. Yeah.
just a question about that. Do we even know who's gonna play?
I'm not sure yet. There was some sort of
This a
there was
vote,
something
yeah.
in Twitter about it yesterday. Let me.
Yeah. I've seen it. I have it up now. But so people could vote for any players in Cloud9, Crazy, Business Associates, and Evil Geniuses. So, but I'm not sure if that's determined then who will play.
I'm not sure if it's determined yet, but
All
if
I know is that RTC is gonna play probably, and probably Eternal Envy as well.
if there's someone from Business Associates, I hope it's Fear. Fear, RTC, and Eternal Envy in one team. That would be perfect. The
That's
old
actually
crew
fun.
together. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, moving on from charity to real deal. It's time for major.
Holy shit!
Major time,
Good morning.
motherfuckers. Let's go!
Yeah.
ESL 1, Los Angeles is back. Woo!
Well, thank God. I was actually surprised it took this long to, announce something because most other games and leagues have gone to online play, right?
Yep.
Took them a while.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, good
And
2 days ahead of the tournament they announced it.
yes,
Yeah,
so
perfect.
on Saturday it all starts, and it feels good to be here. Because it's played online, there are a little bit of differences in how the major is going to be played. So it's going to be played in regions. So we have North America, Southeast Asia, Southeast America, China, and Europe/CIS together. The prize pool of the major is 375k now when it's played online. 40k goes to North America, 40k to Southeast Asia, 40k to South America, 55k for China, and then 200,000 for Europe/CIS. North America has 4 teams. We have Evil Geniuses, Chaos Esports Club, Business Associates, and Crazy. In Southeast Asia, again 4 teams: Fnatic, Geek Fam, Adroit, and Boom. South America, we have Beast Coast, Thunder Predator, Furia, and Noping. China goes with 6 teams. There's Invictus Gaming, Vigi Gaming, PSG LGD, Newbie, Royal Never Give Up, and eHome. And then we get to the Europe/CIS, and we have 14 teams and 2 question marks. So
Don't go
there's
through them all. Let's just put it. This is good that we get some Dota, but holy shit, like EU is funny because EU is so fucking good. Even though there's this many teams and it's played only EU, look at the teams. Honestly, this could be, this could be a major. Like the quality of the EU teams is as good, in my opinion, as a normal major, pretty much.
Janne,
It's very close.
Janne,
Yes.
this is a major. It's just
Well,
played
yeah, yeah.
online.
I get it, right? But like a traditional major, you know what I mean? Right?
Yeah.
Of course. I put my words pretty stupidly, but yes. So EU is crazy, honestly. And do you know? Actually, I haven't been looking into this too much. So do you know if OG is gonna play with a full lineup now? Please.
Yes.
I mean, I assume so.
I would assume so.
Why wouldn't they?
Well,
Yeah.
because they didn't, okay, I understand it was a charity tournament, but maybe there was like other reasons or something, I just assumed maybe there was. I don't know of any other teams that played with, multiple stand-ins just because it's a charity tournament, but OG did, so.
I'm looking actually OG's Twitter. The only thing that they're tweeted like today is their streaming schedule. So
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I assume they will. It was just a question to confirm because, yeah. Either way,
but yeah, so the EU/CIS. So we have 6 EU teams: Secret, OG, Liquid, NIP, Nigma, and Alliance. Then CIS we have Navi, Virtus.pro, Gambit, Spirit, Hellraisers, and Bait. Then there's Cyber Legacy and Gentleman, and I've never heard of either of these. Cyber Legacy I've heard, but this Gentleman is okay. It's a Russian team. There's Venskar is there, so there's something about it. And what about the Cyber Legacy?
I actually been watching quite a few games with Cyber Legacy the last few weeks.
Okay, they're also Russian. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah,
There's a player called Pikachu.
So there's supposed to be 2 more European teams. So it's 8 European and 8 CIS, if I can guess correctly. So which 2 EU teams you would like to see here?
That is a very good question. I feel like I need a list of teams, but there are like aggressive mode comes to mind. What else?
Wait, Dota 2 EU teams.
I feel a little bit lost because this is definitely gonna be teams we don't see all that much. Obviously, we see like
because they get crushed because of these 6 very good EU teams, so they cannot play anywhere.
They are definitely not on that level in general. So.
What about OG Seed?
Not good enough.
Okay. I haven't watched their games. So...
I don't agree. I definitely think they are good enough. I believe they are
You think?
one. Yeah, I think they are one of the teams behind these six that are the strongest from EU for sure, and I think they have been doing better lately as well. Honestly, they might even be my number 7 team. I would need a list here, but I'm pretty sure because other than that, there's like aggressive mode is pretty decent. What else is there even? Holy shit! There is funny thing. There isn't that many good teams from EU behind that. There's like okay, Singularity.
Wait. What
There's
about
Nemiga.
Cloud9? They are playing against. They are playing under EU flag. Eternal Envy, Ace, Snaking, Misery, Pylidai.
Oh yeah. The new team they put together. Sure. I mean,
So because the crazy is ex Fighting Pandas, and they are in the NA bracket
yeah.
of ESL 1 LA. So okay, so if OG Seed is the other one, then I think it has to be Cloud9, or not has to be, but it's most likely to be Cloud9.
Yeah, it very well could be. I think, but for me, I've been watching some of these teams play quite a bit the last month because, well, basically they've been playing the most out of any teams. Not the top teams have been more inactive. I think the teams that I see going that have been decent are Aggressive Mode, OG Seed, Cloud9. That's it. And if I could freely choose, then I think OG Seed and Cloud9 are the two most interesting ones. But Aggressive Mode has been pretty decent as well. So they're doing pretty well in the qualifiers in general.
All right.
Yeah.
But then again, maybe it doesn't come down to who's the best team. I don't know how they even decide this. It's like, just for fun or something. I mean,
it's fun for me that we have 2 question marks 2 days before the tournament. Why just don't play with 14 teams? Why would you force 16 if you have question marks 2 days ahead of tournament?
The way I think it's because they want to even up the groups, and
Of
that
course,
they
that's
probably
understandable.
they are and have been in talks with different organizations or teams, but they just haven't locked those 2 names yet. I don't know, but I understand your confusion. It's a bit weird that there's been no announcements for quite a while after canceling, and now they release the events 2 days prior,
Yeah,
and
or
there's
you could
no
play
information.
you could play with 12 teams if you want 6 and 6.
yeah.
So there is possibilities that you don't have question marks when you release tournament 2 days ahead of the beginning.
Well, I mean, to make it pretty simple on that note, the CIS teams like Gentlemen, Cyber Legacy, and Bait as well, none of them are really major material anyway. Like, they would not qualify to a major.
Yep.
I can bet I would eat my socks if they do, So I don't see really, I can agree with you. And also, I think, 2 missing teams when there's 2 days to go. This isn't a normal major where you need to plan traveling and stuff like that. This is an online thing, so it shouldn't have been that hard to have that all set to go. I feel, I don't know, it's pretty confusing. I think.
Yeah, and I would thought that the teams would like to scout their opponents in their group 2 days before
Sure.
the tournament starts. So now they cannot know the groups if they don't know even the teams. So that's definitely something I would assume teams are not very happy about.
I don't know. It's strange to me how this all ended up working out. To be honest, how about we go through the groups or groups? How about we go through the regions and we guess a winner each? Or I want to know your thoughts quickly.
Okay, let's start from China. We have Invictus Gaming, Vici Gaming, PSG, LGD, New B, Royal Never Give Up, and eHome. And even though Invictus Gaming and Vici Gaming are the teams we've seen the most, and we've talked about them a lot before during 2020, but after seeing what PSG LGD did in WePlay, holy fucking shit, they're gonna win this group.
Yeah. I mean, it's really hard to see anything else happen at this. Clearly, they were smashing the opposition, and I think if everything was normal, if this was, again, if we didn't have this coronavirus, if we didn't have, canceled tournaments and, well, this tournament as well in the beginning, I really think Invictus Gaming and Vici Gaming would have been better. It seems to me like they have not been practicing or something, that they didn't play the new patch as much as they would have in normal cases. So, yeah, I do favor PSG LGD just because they seem to be the strongest just by looking at the latest results. But I still believe that IG and Vici Gaming are on the same level, if not better than PSG LGD. Yes, things are not normal right now, especially in China.
Yeah. Okay. Mika, do you have any insight on China?
Yeah, I haven't really watched Chinese Dota 2, but one thing I know, whenever the TI is getting closer, the PSG LTD is getting stronger. So my vote is for PSG LTD.
That's a pretty reasonable argument from a League of Legends fan.
Well, I think it's a good point. We have made this point quite a few times, right? That Chinese teams in general are like that. They take time off, they do whatever. When it's time for TI, that's when they get on their best. Even though the last few years we had a little bit of a change because Vici Gaming has been really good in in the early majors and so on. But in general, that's the case, and especially with PSG LGD. So they are definitely looking like they are in shape now. So favored for this for sure. Actually, I would be really curious to see some odds because if you look a few months back or even a month back, PSG LGD were terrible and the other two were really strong. So I think odds could be very interesting since they might overvalue the past and not look at the present. So
Let me see if the the odds are not up yet. I'm looking at Bet365 at the moment, and I'm gonna check Unibet just in case too if there's something.
I did check them all earlier today and nobody had them up yet, but that's not surprising since it's very short time since it was up.
Dota 2, yeah, it's not up yet. Okay, but I think they will be up eventually, and then you people over there can follow our Twitter betting Twitter account to find out more. I'm gonna link our betting Twitter account to the chat now, so you can follow it. From China, we move to South America, where we have Beast Coast, Thunder Predator, Furia, and Noping Esports. In my eyes, I think Beast Coast roster is still probably the best from the area, even though they played a bit bad from in the WePlay charity. But again, it wasn't. You in some ways you can't always put too much kind of weight on that. But the way Beast Coast played in last TI, K1 Ecto has been absolutely crazy. Schofield has been really good. Chris Luck, he did some amazing plays. So I do think Beast Coast should win it, even though Thunder Predator might have a fighting chance. And I think they might meet in the final. If it goes down.
I knew exactly what you were going to say. I could have written it on a paper and you could just repeat it. But no, I don't agree at all. Because I did watch most of the South American games in WeSave.
Okay.
Or actually, I think I watched all of them where these two teams were involved and they played each other. And then Thunder Predator played the final and won that 3-0. Beast Coast didn't look very good. I think it's another case of they have not been playing as much as they usually would have because of the situation. And Thunder Predator looked really good. And the thing is that it really felt like Thunder Predator understands the new patch already compared to Beast Coast, who doesn't. And I think that's something that's going to play into this as well. And I see Thunder Predator as actually quite a big favorite. Obviously, Beast Coast in their core, they are good. They are probably the best team just by that, looking at that. But I think right now, Thunder Predator is just the better team. As really want to point it out, like right now, I'm sure Beast Coast will be back and be stronger than them eventually. But for an example, and we talked a little bit about position or supports heroes, and funnily enough, Thunder Predator played position 4 Ember Spirit, and it was working out really, really good. But that shows to me that they understand. They have been playing this patch and they understand it. They have
Yeah.
good ideas, and that will make them win this.
But that's also one aspect that Beast Coast now know after losing 3-0 in the final. They will definitely look how Thunder Predator played, what they did wrong themselves. And
Yes,
even
but
though it's only a few days in between, that might be more than enough to adjust and understand the differences.
they did not play in the final, though, if I understood you correctly. They
Yeah,
played in the
no,
semifinal.
yeah. I know Beast Coast lost in the first map 3-0,
Yeah.
2-0, sorry. But then they've been able to watch these so Thunder Predator won 3-0 the final, and even though Beast Coast wasn't there, they can see what these teams are doing, and then they can adjust their playstyle and make fix themselves.
Sure. I mean, of course that's true. I just don't think they have enough time to adjust enough. And well, then again, I don't think the Thunder Predator 3-0 in the final, that doesn't mean much to me, because I think whoever, if Beast Coast went to the final, they would probably 3-0 as well, because I don't think in either Furia or No Ping, they are not on their level. So I think Beast Coast and Thunder Predator are the only teams, they are much higher level than the other two, and out of the two, Thunder Predator right now is better. I'm talking too much to make no point at all. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I trust Janne. He's watched a lot more than I do, so I have no saying in this one.
Fair.
I mean, yeah, again, now I'm gonna talk again and say the same thing, but I just want to add, of course, Beast Coast has a chance. I'm not saying Thunder Predator is gonna smash this, but I do think form speaks over history and raw ability right now.
Okay.
There we go.
Moving on towards Southeast Asia, we have 4 teams, which are Fnatic, GeekFam, Team Adroit, and Boom Esports. Judging from what we've seen so far, Fnatic has been the only team from this region. Well, not the only, but they have the most DPC points. And that says something. They haven't been perfect. But in my eyes, they've been the best from the region so far. And because of that, I think Fnatic will win there.
Absolutely agree, but I just want to add that they don't have the most DPC points because TNC won a major, so.
Oh, right, but TNC is not in this.
No, because they fucking suck. It's funny. I mean, they won a major, and now they didn't qualify to this major. They didn't qualify to the minor.
Yes.
Hello? It's fucking crazy. I don't know what happened to TNC, and even in the we save, they didn't do much better. They lost to Adroit. Sure, they played with Ana, but it's pretty unacceptable what's going on in TNC. But I still would have liked to see them here, and especially this could have been, for example, 6 teams instead of 4, and it would have at least been a little bit more fun. But I do agree, Fnatic should win this easily. I have been praising Fnatic, for months now, and I'm really happy that they won Summit, because at least that shows that they are better than their major results speak of, and I've been on that a lot. But I really think Fnatic is doing really well, and they should definitely smash these teams, even though GeekFam, Adroit, and Boom, they are not bad. They're teams that can challenge even good teams, but Fnatic is definitely a level ahead of them.
Yeah, my boys will take this.
Oh, yeah.
And I actually watched some the Fnatic games because I follow the Fnatic social media very actively. So sometimes if there's nothing else going on, I will click to watch their Dota games. So I've actually watched some of their games.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're a fan of the Fnatic League of Legends team, right?
Yes.
And you have because you have this organization love, so you also follow other Fnatic teams, not just League of Legends.
Well, I follow their social media. I follow their because they have like the Facebook group for Fnatic fans that are consisting fans from every game. So in that way, I'm following the other games too. I don't say that I'm fan of their Dota or CS:GO teams, but I follow how they're doing because I'm following how Fnatic is doing.
Yeah. But yeah, it's funny that TNC Predator is leading the DPC season.
Yeah.
From all regions, TNC Predator is number 1. But it's gonna be interesting. Well, even with that major win, it might be enough to get them to TI. It might be, but we'll see.
It's not even gonna be close. They are guaranteed for sure.
Is it?
TNC, right? We're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah. Nobody.
Oh, yeah.
It's impossible. If you win a major, you're done.
Okay, right.
Cool. Honestly, I think if you come top 3 in a major, you're pretty much secure. Not mathematically, but in reality, that's how it.
Okay. From from Southeast Asia, we travel across the pond to North America, where we have Evil Geniuses, Chaos Esports Club, Business Associates, and Crazy. And it would be stupid to say that anyone else but Evil Genius is going to win this, I think.
There should not be a single chance in the world, honestly. Evil Genius is a super solid team. They perform every time. Like, they have been good in every tournament they have participated in. I think the next best team, Business Associates, aren't bad by any means, but they are not EG level. Crazy might be the second best team here, and Evil Geniuses just won against them 3-1 in the final of WeSave with a stand-in. So if you win with Bulba in a final 3-1, and now you're gonna play with your full team, I'm pretty sure you're gonna do pretty well. So, you know.
Not much love for Bulba.
Hey, I like Bulba, but he's not an active player.
Like...
Come on, I mean, it would be crazy if you were doing better playing with your coach. You know,
okay.
he's an ex-player, so.
Okay, a question for you.
Yep.
Was Bulbasaur your favorite Pokemon?
I didn't watch or Pokemon because, you know.
Are you too
really?
old or?
Yeah, I think I was too old. That's the main reason.
I don't think so, though.
I was laughing at my little brother for watching it, you know, or playing.
Well,
You're not that much older than us.
I know.
Aren't you the same age?
I don't know.
Mika is 89, right?
88.
88. So, okay, 88. Then we are the same. I think, you know, maybe it's a difference between countries or something. Because when people started watching it and doing stuff with it in Sweden, it was mostly the kids doing it. I mean, I was obviously a kid. Maybe I was like fucking 13, but...
No, you weren't even that... Like, wait a minute. Okay, no,
Look, I don't know. I'm just saying maybe it got popular at different times in different countries, you know? That's one.
Okay, Pokemon started in 1999.
Well, yeah, but it probably got popular in like 2001 or something in Sweden, you know? See what I'm saying here?
Okay. Because I think I was in elementary school at the time. But
yeah,
that's true.
99 was the year it came to Finland, and I think in 2000 it gained some popularity. So we were 12 at the time.
Yeah,
but then again, I do remember people in my age who, like, some were interested in it or watched it or whatever. But maybe I was one of the cool kids, you know. So what?
I think you were quite the opposite. The cool kids were playing Pokemon on Game Boy.
Yeah, totally.
You were doing.
I still play. I bought original Game Boy Color console to my summer house to play. So I played the Pokemon Blue last summer.
I only had the Pokemon Yellow because that was the only one you could start with Pikachu.
Yeah, it's great. I think I bought the new machine. I think I bought Blue and Silver with it. So Silver is still.
The thing is, like, I'm like semi old school when it comes to this stuff. In my eyes, there's only 152 Pokemon.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything over that is bullshit and memes.
I actually agree. I totally agree with that. I played the Silver and Gold where there came 100 more, and it's okay. But still, I really think it's the original 151.
Yeah. Moving on from Pokemon to ESL Los Angeles, Europe, and CIS groups. I'm not sure how this is going to play out yet. So do we pick? Let's pick finalists from EU and CIS. Okay.
Lagging quite badly. So
So
just
one
checking.
from each, yes, or two from each.
One from each. So one EU and one CIS. So again, the teams are from EU: Secret, OG, Liquid, Ninjas in Pyjamas, Nigma, Alliance, question mark, question mark. From CIS, we have Navi, Virtus Pro, Gambit, Spirit, Hellraisers, B8, Cyber Legacy, and Gentlemen. From EU, I'm gonna pick OG because even though they played with two stand-ins in WePlay and they were just playing around, fooling around. They weren't serious in any manner. Secret has been good. NIP has been better. Nigma has been better. But I don't think anyone can really beat OG when they get their groove on. And then when we get to the CIS region, I think at the moment for me it's hard to kind of evaluate the region as a whole because I think there's a lot of stones unturned. At the moment, it seems Hellraisers is in a very good form. I think Navi can do good things. Gambit can still play Dota. Even though I would like to see Dendy still make it one more time, I don't think Bait has any real chances here. So I'm gonna be blatant and pick Hellraisers from CIS. So if there's a EU/CIS region final, it's gonna be OG and Hellraisers. That's my shout.
Okay. I mean, I can't really argue against OG. I think they, for whatever reason, it seems like it doesn't matter what OG does. When they show up to play, they are amazing. So, you know, I believe that's a possibility for sure. But I really think we have to give Nigma some credit. I think the way they are playing right now, they might just be the strongest team in EU. And that's crazy to say because just a few months ago, they didn't even qualify to majors or minors. But they are really looking good again. But the EU side of things is so tough. I mean, I really think Secret can show up and be the best team in the world. So can OG, so can Nigma. I don't think Alliance and Liquid are by any way out of it. I don't know. The EU side of things is so stacked. But I think the best teams right now the best team right now is Nigma. Period. But OG is OG, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them win the whole thing. I think on the CIS side, I understand Hellraisers. You know, they did win the WeSave thing, but I still think Virtus Pro is the strongest team. They lost a close game to Hellraisers to not go to the final. I think looking at all factors, Virtus Pro is still number one in CIS, and I don't even. I mean, Navi are close. Okay, whatever. VP is the strongest CIS team, and Nigma OG is EU's right now.
Yeah, I have to disagree with both of you in this one. I think Team Secret will take this in EU side. I know OG's strongness and I know Nigma's current form, but I have big question marks around OG because of the charity thing. Not how they played there, but that they played with the stand-ins, and that tells me that they are maybe not fully operating. They are not fully training with the full team because of that. Because if they're doing what they should do and a week before major tournament, they wouldn't have played with stand-ins. So something is going on there, and some of the players are not fully operating right now. So I think they're going to play with their full roster, of course, but I think they will come less prepared than some of their opponents, and that's why I think Secret will take this. And about CIS, I have no reasoning behind me, but I think that what I've seen, I like the Navi the best. There is no reasoning for that, but I like their game style and I like how they played in this season, and I just have to go with Navi.
Sure. I mean, I can see that your arguments for sure, and I think it's true about OG. By the way, I don't disagree at all. I think their players have been commentating on games, they have been streaming, they have been doing all kinds of things besides practicing. The reasoning I have for them still being possibly the strongest is that this has happened before, even with this lineup when it was like newly fresh, like 1 week in, and they dominated everybody. And I'm just trusting this lineup or this organization that like I don't know how it's possible. It's like some kind of magic. It doesn't matter what the fuck they do. When they come to play, they just win. I have no idea. I don't know if No Tail is like God or something because it's ridiculous, really. But it just seems to work that way every single time, and I would just not be surprised at all if it happens again.
Yeah,
It's
of course.
absolutely crazy.
Yeah. OG is crazy team, and I really enjoy watching their games. They are so hilarious to watch, but
Like
still.
the thing is that this logic, I wouldn't pass this logic with anybody else. And if somebody told me, just I have a feeling, or they do, I would say you're fucking stupid, But OG, there's just something with OG. I don't know how it works. I don't know what the magic is, but it just works. I doubted them for so long. Lost TI when this new lineup. I've been like the one trying to find ways for it not to work because it shouldn't, but it just works, and I'm a believer nowadays. Soon I will be like Temu and believe, in everything. But no, I see your reasoning. It's very solid reasoning, and it might also turn out true. But we'll see. It's going to be very interesting at the very least because this lineup is super cool to watch. So.
One thing that because I really wanted to comment almost exactly what you said to Mika. I see the reasoning. I mean, and it makes sense. Secret's lineup is very fucking good. Secret definitely has what it takes to win this group and the EU/CIS major title. Reasoning behind Navi definitely understandable, but the thing with OG is Kuroki said it really well during when we saw the what is it called? Oh my god, my a complete blackout.
Wait, what are you talking about?
The document about TI finals.
True Sight?
True Sight, yes. So in True Sight, when I think it's after game 1 or game 2, when he's talking to Nigma behind the scenes, and he said, OG, like, they are monkeys. It's monkey business. That's what they do. And the fact that they are streaming, commentating on games, and being monkeys is their entire identity. And in a weird way, that's the reason why they're doing so well. It's kind of they are taking the PMA gaming to a whole another level. And because of that, as much as I want to have my doubts, but at this point I've learned to know. I'd like to say that I've learned to know better. I never underestimate OG ever again. When we get into TI, I'm still we're gonna be doubting them, but it's gonna be the third title. I mean, no one can stop them. This is OG. They found their group. I think they won't stop until their Twitter says 4-time major winner and 4-time TI winner. That's it. That's like the OG goal. That's what they're going for, and it's going to happen in 4 years because it's OG.
Okay. If you say so.
I can't speak.
Okay, I want to add a small point about Secret because if anybody has been talking about Secret like the best team in the world, it's me, and I still believe that, like, they are. If things weren't so fucked up in the world, I'm sure Secret would have still been the number one team. I feel like they also slacked off a little bit because there's no, the future was unclear. The tournaments were cancelled left and right.
Yeah.
I think they just took a breather. They've been going really hard at it. Maybe they just wanted to have a break. I really think that's what happened. It's same there. The players were streaming more than usual, stuff like that, right? So, but the thing is as well that the only games that Secret really lost lately are against Nigma for whatever reason. Other than that, they've been wiping the floor with everybody anyway. So I don't know. Nigma has found a way to beat Secret, but nobody else really has. So I don't know. Maybe I undervalue Secret a little bit because of those losses against Nigma specifically as well. I don't know. It's gonna be a very, very interesting tournament.
Yeah,
To see where Secret.
and it's great that we have three different opinions. So
Yeah.
we have some good banter going on with the tournament.
Yeah, and with that said, we have another Dota 2 major, which is ESL 1 Birmingham, which was rescheduled, and it's going to be played during the summer. The dates are not set yet, but it's going to happen between May and June. So something to wait for, something to wait for to. I can't speak anymore. I don't know what's going on with me. But anyway, there is going to be Dota be played on a very high level.
I'm just. Am I going crazy? Birmingham is not a major, is it?
It's ESL. It's ESL 1 Birmingham. It's not a major, probably. It's a minor.
Yeah.
There's
No,
DPC
no.
points on the line. Anyway.
Is
Yeah.
it really? Wait, okay, maybe I'm being stupid here. I thought we only had ESL 1 Los Angeles and one esports in Indonesia left. What the hell?
DPC season 2020. Let me see.
Oh, at least there is similar money here than it is in Los Angeles.
Okay, so ESL Los Angeles, then we have Qualifier 4, OGA Dota Pit Minor, Epicenter Minor, Qualifier Minor Event. Oh yeah! Birmingham is not DPC. You are correct.
Yeah. Okay.
That's my bad completely.
Good, because I felt like I was going crazy. I've been writing event pages and reading about this way too much to fuck that up, but then I started doubting myself.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, but
Cool.
similar prize money and similar format than in Los Angeles, minus the one region. What are we missing? We are missing South America in Birmingham.
Yeah. So South America will be Europe/CIS, North America, Southeast Asia, and China. And the prize pool distribution is going to be the same.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Overall, probably the amount of teams will be the same too.
Yeah, I would imagine. That's... Yeah, it's not released yet, but I think that information will come later on.
Yeah.
With that said, I think this starts to be enough about today.
I have one little thing. I link it to you. I just noticed it in Twitter. I really like this tweet. This is from League of Legends Chinese LPL League's post-game interview. So...
I want to thank my teammates. They have been playing so terribly, it has allowed me to pick up so many MVPs.
That's pretty awesome.
Oh, fantastic.
Well played.
Yeah, Doing
Well
B is a unique character. So this doesn't really surprise me, but this is fucking hilarious. I love it so much just before the podcast started for this. This is genius.
That's good stuff. And with that said, tomorrow we will talk about LEC, LCS, so League of Legends is back on the table. And then we have some previews for the EPL and Flashpoint games too. So it's going to be another great hour of esports starting tomorrow at GMT, at noon GMT +1. It's going to be 11 a.m. for UK, 1 p.m. for Finland and countries below Finland in the same time zone, if you know what I mean. In United States of America, it's early AM hours, and somewhere else in the world, it's early PM hours, and you know how the world rolls around, and the clock is in different times in different parts of the world. So
You know
that's
what's
pretty
pretty
cool.
cool?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool that if you look at it, it covers all the times in the world. We start at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You would start at any time. Somewhere in the world.
Yeah, if you say we start at 1, it's 1 somewhere, so you cannot be wrong.
Yeah,
Mind
you literally
blown.
can't be wrong.
We start at every time, every day.
we
We're
start
everywhere.
Shakalaka.
we start at some time somewhere.
We are everywhere, anytime. That's pretty good.
Soon it's late o'clock, and you know what that means. It means absolutely fucking nothing. Thank you everybody who has been watching our stream today. We apologize for us being idiots, but actually we don't, because that's who we are. We will be back tomorrow at the same time, 1 hour prior to now, because it means we had been closing tomorrow at this time. Thank you for watching. The VOD, aka VOD, will be uploaded to YouTube eventually. Remember to follow all our social media accounts and tell us how fucking amazing we are. We will see you and hopefully 1,500 other people tomorrow.
Yeah.
See ya.
I think the goal for tomorrow is 5,000 viewers, so see you tomorrow.
Yeah,
See
no
you
problem.
tomorrow.
Yeah, see ya.
Invite all your friends. Tell your mother. Thank you. Bye bye.